And I know that I would not be where I am today if it wasn't for everybody that has been supporting me throughout like my whole life and in my recovery. And like this goes to like everybody, like family, friends. All of you played your own part in raising me and um teaching me something. Like if like, there's like a lot of people who don't even know that like I learned a lot from just watching them live their lives, watching people make mistakes and how they dealt with it. How people like I saw people with like their morals and their integrities intact no matter what. If you are easily offended, please leave and don't come back. The views, opinions, and statements from this podcast are by no one. I repeat, by no one. They are not real and everything is completely made up. This is for entertainment purposes only. The people in this podcast are not doctors, lawyers, or health professionals. They barely graduated high school. It's not that serious. Enjoy the show and have a nice day. Hi, welcome to another episode of Vernon's podcast, brought to you by me, Vernon Smith. Okay, to the topic of today's episode is relapse. And I think the title will be Recovery is Part of... I just fucked that right up. Relapse is a part of recovery. That will be the title of this episode today. And before we get started, I would like to ask you, if you are not subscribed yet to my YouTube channel, go subscribe. Notorious VP, Spotify, YouTube, something. No, YouTube. Okay. Just wait. Let me get my caffeine kick. YouTube, Notorious VP, Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts. Search up Vernon's podcast. Facebook, Twitter, now called X, and Instagram. Search up for Vernon's podcast. My username for everything is Vernon's podcast. No space, no apostrophe s, nothing. Just Vernon's podcast. Or you can skip all that and just go to vernonspodcast.com, and there you could stream. There's buttons on my website, and that will direct you to whichever platform you choose to stream my episodes from, or watch it on YouTube, whichever floats your boat and coats your throat. Okay, so relapse has been on my mind recently, and don't worry, I haven't relapsed. Thank God. But my relationship to relapse is, at first, at the beginning of my recovery, it was very absolutely not. That is nowhere on the like agenda on my mind. Nothing. Like, it's horrible. I'm going to do everything I can to prevent it. No, that's not me. I'm not going to fail. I'm not going to give in. I'm too strong for that. I'm too, all these things. And now that I'm 36 and plus weeks into my sobriety, I'm starting to think now, is it so bad if I did relapse? I'll talk more about that into the episode. So for right now, I want to talk about, I feel like relapse happens because of the lack of knowledge somebody might have in when they enter into their recovery journey. Maybe they did not study enough. Maybe they did not learn enough. Maybe if they went to rehab, if they were in rehab, maybe they didn't in maybe they did not absorb as much knowledge and you know, knowledge and like skills. Maybe they didn't pick up the skills that they needed to fight off their addiction when they were out of rehab, you know, because I think like the rate of people relapsing after rehab is very high, very, very high, because it's easy to stay sober when you're in rehab because there's, you know, your people are watching over you. Your schedule is already made every day from you wake up till you go to bed. There's, you know, you have like coaches and counselors and people in the health field all like at your disposal, like they are not disposal, but like at your fingertips, like they are all there to like help you and assist you in any way that you need. And you don't, a lot of people don't have that when they leave, you know. A lot of people don't even like remember, maybe they don't remember some of their teachings, and maybe they don't know how to properly cope with the struggles outside of rehab. Like once they get out of rehab, and then it's like, and then life starts happening, and then they go like, okay, what am I doing now? Now I I have to write up my own schedule every day. I have to actively work on my mental health, and I have to actively make healthy and good choices on my own. And there's nobody here that's like going to do it for me, you know? So you have to really do things, everything on your own. And it's easier to be said than done. Like, and not only that, too, like, it takes a lot of discipline and brain power to change the patterns and your habits in your life, right? The habits and the patterns in your life. And especially when it's addictions involved and mental health and, you know, all these things that come along with it. And you might think like, you know what I mean? You went to rehab, they gave you all the tools and skills, blah, 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 blah. Yes, but then you can't always, it's very difficult to absorb everything. And that's why you see like some people, they go to rehab multiple times because they never got it the last time. Then they go again, they never got it the last time. And it's just like a cycle, right? And and everybody learns at their own pace. Are and somebody, in order for somebody to completely, at least in my opinion, to absorb everything and learn everything that they possibly can when they're there in that short period of time, is they have to be completely, they have to immerse themselves completely into it, and they have to be completely fed up with their old life, and they have to, you know, come to a point in their lives where they're like, okay, I have to change. This can't be me anymore. I have to turn over a new leaf, and my old ways and who I was obviously not working. I don't know how to beat this on my own. So I'm going to go in and listen to these people and take everything in, and I'm going to throw away the old me and start fresh, brand new. And it's very difficult to get into that mindset because the old you always comes back constantly, and you have to really learn how to navigate through your thoughts and pick the good ones, and not, and kind of just understand yourself and understand that your thoughts and the things that come in, those are always going to be there. It's your job to, you know, see them and accept them and go into, like, make decisions that are better for you, and keep doing them and keep doing them and keep making better decisions, and keep your mind at, like, in a good place, in a peaceful place. And like eventually it becomes a habit, and you don't even think about it anymore, you know. Like I don't even think about alcohol anymore. But I started thinking about coke though, and that will always be there. And but am I gonna like let that like make me like sad or afraid and stuff? No, no. I mean, if I said I wasn't afraid to relapse, I would be lying. But I'm not afraid of um like I'm not afraid of losing anything because I know me and I'm going to pick myself back up and I'm going to regain my footing again and keep going. And I'm not going to be ashamed of it too as well. And but what I'm afraid of is like uh I guess like not being able to stop if I do relapse, because I might like convince myself, oh, just one more time. Oh, this time's different. This time I know what I'm doing. This time I know like how to be in more control of my mind and stuff and blah blah blah. Because I know me. That's why. Because I'm very like sometimes I can be like overly confident and I could inflate my abilities and my skills. I can be a little I like to toot my own horn a lot. So I know that about myself though. And so I know that that's what I'm afraid of. Like I might be overly confident and I might just, and then it might, and I might start seeing like my life might like start to derail and start you know what I mean? So that's what I'm afraid of. But I'm not afraid of the drop. I'm not afraid of falling. That's, okay. The kid done smacked his head on the pavements and tripped on rocks and fell in the fucking ocean headfirst, and I'm still good. Like that's the point of it. You know what I mean? Like life happens, relapse happens. Relapse is a part of recovery. Back to the title. It really is. Because the more times you relapse is it's learning opportunities. You Every single time you learn more about yourself. You learn more about your triggers. You learn more about like where what sits you kind of what changes your mind, like your patterns and stuff, like and who does and your where you are. And so you learn how to be like, okay, the last time I hung out with this person, this happened. So stay clear for them, tell them I love you, take care, but I can't do for my own sobriety, my recovery, I cannot engage in this relationship, friendship anymore, and then go the other way. And that's completely fine. When you are in recovery, you have to be selfish. You have to put your sobriety first above everything and everyone. Because, I think I said this back in the other episode, is that if you don't put your recovery first and your sobriety first above everything, then that's like, because if you lose your sobriety, everything else falls apart, right? You might think like, oh, like I love this person though, and you give them you give them everything, and but then and you might think like they are more important than my sobriety, or this job is more important than my sobriety. This is your kids, even your kids too, and then. But then if you lose your sobriety and then you fall into your addiction and then now you lost everything. You know what I mean? So your sobriety has to be first, always first. And if you fall, you trip, you slip up, take a shot, line, I don't know, how do you smoke? You know what I mean? It just learn from it, and then try to like put that shit down, put it away, and restart again. And this time around, you'll be better. Hopefully. I don't know, something. And if you're not better, then it's fine. That's fine too. Everything is fine. Everything will be fine. Like, and And a lot of people like judge people who relapse, and they're like, what the fuck, like, you went to rehab, you did this, you were doing so great, and you look so healthy, you look so great, and why did you throw that all away, blah blah blah. And a lot of times people don't understand that they don't, they're doing their best, you know, they don't, it's either like a lack of knowledge or skills, yet only not, because you can keep learning and you can keep getting better, you know. And but also, like, we forget too that a lot of people don't have that same support system that we might have. They might not have the resources that we have, you know. Like, like, just think about, like, if you get out of like rehab and then you're, it's like I said, all those positive things about being in rehab, you know, you have your own space, your own bed, and you are in this program where people are constantly monitoring you and asking you if you're okay, and you're eating food every day. You don't have to even think about you know, what am I going to cook, or, you know, all your decisions are very easy for you because just people making it. And so it's just like, I feel like it's easy for us to say that, like, why, but their life went from being very easy and just, you know, focusing on the program to coming out of rehab, and now it's like they have to make all the choices on their own. And you might think like, oh, but then that's normal, but then it's not normal for an addict, because they, all those skills, okay, just gonna look at this fucking camera, that one sucks. Okay, all those skills and those life skills and stuff, they might not even have it yet, or maybe they forgot because if they were so far into their addiction, and now they have to relearn everything. They have to teach themselves to keep them, you know, keep busy, and you know, they have to learn how to, like, some people, like, even with me too, like, you have to learn how to be social when you're sober. You have to learn how you're gonna, like, communicate sober, and what you're gonna do with your time when you're sober, and a lot of stresses too. Like, maybe you have to go back to work, and then how are you gonna be there when you're sober, because before you were always like hangover and sick, and now you're gonna be like sober, so it's gonna be different, and everything is just different now because you're sober and you feel everything. And when you get upset and like emotional and stuff, you know, sensitivity, that sensitive side of you kind of comes to light, and then you don't know how to deal with all these emotions, because before you never had them, or if you did, if they were to come up, then you would numb it with whatever your drug of choice was, and you don't have that crutch anymore. So now you need to learn how to deal with all these things and all, like, all of life's challenges. And you look, you have your, you're not in rehab, so blah, 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 you're back wherever you live, you're back there, and it's like, okay, all this time I'm gonna have to figure out what I'm gonna do with it. Do you even have a spot? Like, if you don't, a lot of people don't even have their own spots, don't have their own places. Like, they live with like family and stuff, and just think about that. Like, you know, you're grown, you're an adult, and then you're living with your family, and you're in recovery and trying to do well in it, and trying to be, you know, be true to all your teachings and stuff in rehab. And then, but it's hard when you're living with other people, because you have to deal with all of their, you have to deal with people. You might not even have your own space, might not even have your own bed, and in rehab you did, and now you're back here over there, and or you're sharing, and everything in, like, you're sharing all your spaces because you don't have your own spot, or like you don't have your own like resources too as well. You have no money, so which means because a lot of people who go to rehab, they go there for that's like their last option to get sober. So which means they probably don't have a job, and they probably don't have, so which means they have no money. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like, they might, maybe they do, like, they know how to, like, be busy, they know how to come up with their own schedules and stuff, but some of those things will cost money, and they don't have money. So now they're getting stressed because they want to go to the gym, but the gym, they can't pay for the gym membership. They want to, you know, go for a drive, and they might not even have a vehicle, they might not even have license. And then that goes on, like, that's it adds to more stress, and they might want to like eat healthy and make and buy like supplements and like health and beauty stuff because these things make them feel good, but they don't have money for all this stuff. Like they might not even have like money for like shampoo, body wash, clothes, new clothes, and they might like be like might be ashamed to like turn to family for it. And if they do get to from their family to get it to buy for them, and then it's just like maybe their family might not even have money like that too. So it's just like it's hard. Like so it's just we have to be very understanding that not everybody has our support system. No, but not everybody has a support system or resources to keep themselves like happy and to keep themselves busy and to keep their mind at a good place. You know what I mean? Like like you never know what people's circumstances are. And so that's why it like makes it easy to judge and just like, but that we can't do that. We can't. Like even if they do some like fucked up shit, like steal somebody's phone or whatever, and but that's you don't. I don't know. Wasn't there? Didn't know what happened. And none of us were. And it is fucked. But again, everybody's addiction takes over. Everybody has when you are in your hey, when your mind's taken over by addiction, you are a completely different person. It's like something takes over your soul and your body, and you don't care about nobody. You don't even care about yourself. You don't care about. All you care about is getting high or drunk. And people, you look at people like they're objects and they're just things. And you look nothing like you know what I mean? And because of that, that's why a lot of people do horrible shit when they're in their addiction. Like you know what I mean? Like when somebody who is an addict, they just do some like really, really, really fucked up shit. And then you just cannot fathom, you can't, like your mind just doesn't think like that ever. Like you never in your life. And you just think like, oh, this fucking person, like how could you, like you know what I mean? Like you just get so frustrated. But then it's like, it's that like that addiction. Their mind's completely different. And, so you just never know what's going on. And I just think that we just need to be supportive of each other, and especially like not like kind of, that's all. Just be, openly, like just be conscious, more conscious and more open before you lay judgment. And if you can still judge, but keep it to yourself. And I know, and I'm still struggling with that too, but whatever. So, and I guess like when you don't have the resources and support, you don't know where to go. You're lost. You don't have the knowledge. You don't have all the information that is required to stay sober. You don't have the skills and discipline to control your actions in your mind to stay sober. You don't have the support system, the proper support system, and this support system can be your family, friends, your community, school, work, whatever. And again, remember, like I said, like a lot of these people don't even have a job, and a lot of them don't go to school either, so they don't have none of those things there. In the community shames them, and so a lot of the times when people don't have resources and support and all these things, they don't have like this life that social media tells us that we need to have, like money. We need to be able to go and do whatever we want, blah blah blah. So they feel ashamed, so they don't want to like, contact anybody in the community and stuff because they're gonna like be like broke ass, you know what I mean? So you don't have support anywhere, and then you have nowhere to go, and then you feel lost, and then you're just like, I don't know how to do anything. Nobody's helping me. Life is too hard. I'm trying my best, but like it's going to take too long for me to get my own place. It's going to take too long for me to get save up enough money to buy the things that I need to make myself happy. Um, are when I look for jobs, are they even going to hire me because I'm an ex-addict? Are all these things that are just in front of them, so they're just like, fuck it, fuck it, fuck it, fuck it, fuck it. Pour me a cup, whatever it is. All these things, and then there, it's gone. They relapsed, and again, that's not the end. No, 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 baby, no. That's just part of recovery. You know, everybody's recovery journey is different. Some people, they go to rehab once and then they're clean for the rest of their lives. Some people go there 5, 6, 7 times, and it takes like the 10th time to go to even get sober. Or some people don't even go to rehab. Some people just tough it out on their own, and they stay sober by what they learned from like life experiences, or information that they gathered from the resources around them, like, and maybe like online and stuff. Everybody's different, but recovery is like all the same if you put it under the big umbrella. We are all just trying to stay sober, and if you do relapse once, twice, whatever, and it's okay, it's fine, it's part of it. All you have to do is just pick yourself back up and then try again, and then keep trying, and don't fucking stop trying. And that's it. That's all it really is. And we just can't shame them. Shame. Like, I really thought about this too. I was just like, what if I did relapse? What would I do? And I was like, I'm gonna have to tell everybody on my podcast, because I don't want to be no fake bitch. And like, that's just, that goes without question. I'm gonna come in and tell all of you, because I feel like at this point, I feel like you guys are like family. You know what I mean? You're just like weird. I don't know what the fuck. I feel like I have some like weird connection and bond with you guys. But especially when I do like these lone episodes of just me and the mic, because I feel like I can get like more personal, and it's just, I feel like, I don't know, I just feel like I'm talking to all of you at once. And also too, I like these lone ones too as well, because like it just, the viewage and the numbers, like streams and stuff for my lone episodes are always like lower than the ones that I have with guests. But I like that though, because these lone episodes are for my OG like audience, my core audience, the ones who watched every episode, and remember like lines that I had said, and just remember like the whole journey of me being in front of the mic. And this is for you guys. This is like for my OGs, and thank you for constantly coming out and constantly showing support. It means everything to me. And so back to this relapse thing. You feel shame once you relapse. You feel shame, regret, and then and it's just and then you and you're just like, a lot of times people are like, I already relapsed. Fuck it. Let's go down this rabbit hole again. Let's go down this cycle again. And then they do that, and it just gets worse and worse and worse. Hopefully they get out of it, and find a way, or some kind of strategy, or something clicks in their head that they're just like, okay, I'm going to sober up now, and I'm going to try this recovery thing again. And we just have to keep pushing them towards that direction. Everybody. And everybody's recovery journey is different. Some people don't even look at it as fucking relapse. There's, I'm doing like a lot of like other podcasts I've been watching, and other content online, and everybody's recovery journey is so different. There's some people who they use once a month, or they drink once a month, and then the rest of the month, every 29 days of the month, they're sober. one day they drink, or some people it's like, they're sober for 60 days and then they drink for a night or two and then stop and then they sober again for 60 days. Some people sober for 1 year and then they go out once and then, or some people even use like I don't know, whatever it is, but then like point is like me, like now, like I'm like learning not to like, you know, kind of put my expectations and my my view and my perception onto others and what they should do, because everybody's different, like because in my head, like my like recovery was always supposed to be like you're just completely absent, and not only that, but you were supposed to actively work on yourself every day, push yourself and try to be better every day. But then that's just for me though, and I realize everybody's different, everybody's just trying their best, and to a lot of people their recovery journey is just just being sober most of the time, and that's okay. That's theirs, that's their life. That's If that works for them, then cool, you know what I mean. But and that's good, at least they know themselves, and at least they're able to stop and then be sober for most of the time. Just be thankful for that they're sober most of the time, because they don't have to. Because I think that if you really look at it, there was a time in their lives probably where they were drunk and high most of the fucking time, like even more than probably like every day, and then now they're better. So you just have to kind of just hope and kind of like help them and support them, and just one day just be kind of, I guess, hopeful that they are just going to stop it entirely, if they choose to. The point there is just to like accept everybody for who they are, and try to support them either way. Support them. And I'm not saying kiss their ass and that they can go and use and be jackasses every day and go and commit crimes and hurt people. No, that's wrong. That where you draw boundaries and be like, no, you need to protect yourself from them, but still have like empathy and be like, I don't know what they're going through, I don't know what their life's like, I don't know if they even have like a comfortable roof over their head, I don't know if they're they have like a pillow to lay their head on and stuff. I don't know what their life's like. So okay, you're being nasty, so I can't be like near you and stuff when you're using, but I still care about you, and I'm not going to shame you, and I'm not going to throw rocks at you and stuff. But just still show support in your own little way, however you support them. With me, my own form of support is just like trying not to like kind of like even talk about it really, because like a lot of people, it's very like shameful when to talk about their relapses and like their like lows, their life lows, and that's just whatever it is. And but I love you guys afar, and so yeah, there's that. So lots of shame that goes into recovery. Like, just think about it. Like, you put all this time and energy and your brain and everything into staying sober, and then you have a bad moment in your day. One day, you have one moment, your mind was too much was happening in your head, too much whatever, for some reason, your mind and you, because you and your mind are two different things. Your mind can play tricks on you, it can paint this picture in your mind. It's up to you as a person to be like, I don't fucking like this painting. No, I don't like this picture. No. Then you just, erase the whiteboard, and you just fucking go make your own decisions and go forward. But some people, sometimes you can't do that, because it takes like a lot of discipline and a lot of insight and like awareness, you know, but it takes time to get to that point in your life, you know? And so, and so sometimes like a lot of people they only see what their mind is telling them, and a lot of people don't realize that you make your decisions and you choose how you want to look at life. Everything is all your fucking choice. You know, you could be like, yeah, fucking my living conditions sucks. My stupid, siblings and they damn kids are too fucking loud. You know, mom's telling me to go do this, and I don't have no money to do this. But then you could just be like, okay, but it could be worse. It could be worse. I'm gonna put on earphones so drown the noise out from my sister and her kids and whatever it is, our sibling and them, and then tell your mom, just say you are just say you are tired and you are going through some things, you're in recovery and you need her to leave you alone for a bit, and you just need time to yourself. And then ask for like the money thing. Like, just think about, do you really need it? And if you do, then maybe go and ask somebody if they can do something for you, like maybe drive you somewhere, and then like, I don't know, maybe you can go and look for some way to make money. Go to your fucking neighbor. There's snow outside now, maybe go ask them. Go ask the neighbor down the street with the biggest house in your neighborhood. Go ask them if they need you to fucking shovel their driveway or their, like their balcony and shit. You know what I mean? They're probably gonna say yes, and right there, and then you can take that money, how much they pay you, and you better not fucking buy. You take that, and then you go and like for me, if I had no money and then I got my first dollars and stuff, and this is excusing if just say my dad or my parents are paying for my phone and I'm staying at my parents' house, but I don't have no job, I don't have anything really, but and then I went and asked somebody to if I could shovel their driveway or whatever, and then I got I don't know how much, what did they pay, 20, 30 bucks, 40, I don't know, but anyway, yeah. And then I would take them me because I'm just I like to take care of myself and groom myself. I'll probably go and get lotion, and probably get 40, let's say $40. And then I'll probably go get a haircut, and then that would leave $15 left. I'd probably get no, I would just, I don't know, maybe I would get fucking, okay, let's say I have all the necessities. But my necessities, I'm a little high maintenance, and so let's just say I have all the toothbrush, the body wash, and all those stuff, lotion, and all those things that you use to groom yourself. Let's say I have all those things, so I don't have to spend my money on that. But I'll probably get a haircut first, and then that leaves me $15, and I would probably use that for and let's assume that you have food in the fridge and stuff, so you don't need to buy food and stuff. What did I buy for my last $15? Probably chapstick, lip balm, something, or SPF lotion. No, I said this should have that already. Wear your SPF, even though it's summertime. Wintertime outside, and you think that there's no sun. Wear your SPF and moisturize. I don't know. I would probably whatever. Oh, well, with Netflix, I'll probably buy a Netflix account with that. With that $15, I'll probably use that to get Netflix, so I can have something to do when I'm home, or something to watch when I'm home. Or YouTube Premium, I'll go for YouTube Premium, because YouTube Premium, you could, all the ads are gone, and then also you get to listen to music because of the YouTube Music app. because all that's included in the YouTube Premium. So anyway, so that's what I would do. You know what I mean? And whatever you would do with that $40 to make you happy is whatever you would do. But again, boo, better not go to the trap house. And I would say like, so like my whole experience being in recovery and having those days, those nights of me being just battling with my head, because I'm also, and everybody is too, everybody's prone to these not weak, fuck, I hate that fucking word. These momentarily, momentary, okay. Everybody's like prone to these moments of like, you know, like what, like they come to a point in their, in, fuck. This green tea isn't doing shit for my brain, but I just can't. Maybe I'm just stupid. Okay, so I said like everybody isn't prone to having those moments of like misjudgments and like weak. I'm just gonna say weakness, whatever. Fuck it, because I can't find the right words. And so they kind of like succumb to their addictions and stuff. And everybody's prone to those thoughts and stuff. But fortunately for me, I'm in a point in my life now where I'm able to tell my mind to go and fuck itself whenever it starts to be like that. And does that mean it doesn't come around? No, it fucking comes around often, like all the time, really, sometimes more than I would like. But it's always like I recognize it and I'm like, no, we're not going there, bitch. No, 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 no. And then I go the other way and I go paint a different picture in my head, and I change the perception and the my view on my like current life wherever it is in front of me. Like I'll be like, okay, why am I being like this? Because I'm getting bored. Okay, well then let's go and do something. Let's go get busy. Or like if something's like kind of annoying me, then I'll like figure out how to like solve it and get it out of my base. So it's just it's constant work. Always constantly working on yourself and your mind and trying your best to be disciplined, and it's just what it is. It's just what it is. That's just the cards we were dealt. That's just what our life is, and it is. That's it. That's all. You can't change it. I mean, we can change it. What I'm saying is that it's gonna keep coming and coming, and so the reason for that, because like I also go through these ups and downs, and so it's made me very empathetic to be like, I'm very fucking like privileged, to really, if I really want to be honest and I look at it, I went to a great rehab center, and I was in a place in my life, fucking thank God, where I was like, I'm done with the old me. And I've been trying to get sober on my own, wasn't working. I'm obviously doing something wrong, and these people, they probably know better than me. I'm just going to go and do everything they tell me to do, and I'm going to completely immerse myself into it. And then thankfully I had that mindset, and I did, and I went there and I just absorbed everything as much as I could. And then once I had left, I actively was like, sobriety was the top thing for me, and I just put that in my like the forefront of my life. And so, and not only that too, like when I came back off from rehab, I was good. I had the resources. I got off that ferry at Vancouver. I had money. The first thing I did was go for lunch, and then I hopped in an Uber, and then I went to the airport, and I jumped on the plane, and then I got back to Edmonton. It Ubered to my apartment, and had my own apartment, had money for plane tickets, for food, for and I and even I'm not like even further than that. Like once I got back to my apartment, my apartment was a fucking mess. It was disgusting. There was still even like there was a bottle of 60, like a vodka, a huge bottle of vodka still in my apartment, and there was still a plate full with Coke on it. Like there was probably like 2 grams of Coke on that fucking plate still. And then I remember just looking at everything with all my stuff still on me from the rehab, like my bag and stuff. And this was like in the evening when I got back. And I remember being like, no, 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 no. And then I just like walked out, and then I got a hotel. And again, see, I was able to, I had the means to do that and take myself out of the situation and stay in a hotel for 2 nights until I was able to just gather my mind and be by myself in my apartment and just kind of, just realize like, oh, there's still Coke in my apartment. There's still alcohol in my apartment. My apartment's a fucking mess. It's disgusting. And what am I doing? Like, what am I, like, I had to like really take that alone time in my hotel and just like think about it and think about how am I going to get through this. And then so I went to sleep at the first night in my hotel room, and then the next day I went shopping again. See how fortunate, and and a lot of people can't even they don't even, you know what I mean? You see how this is? It's how the difference is in my life and others, and then so I went and got new clothes because I was just like, I need new clothes, and I was like sober now and stuff, and I felt like I needed this to kind of it's like kind of like starting a new life. So I felt like I needed new clothes and stuff like that. And then so I did that, and then once I got the new clothes, and then I went to the gym in the hotel, and then I felt like confident now, like more confident after I got new clothes and everything. And then I drove over there because now I had my vehicle again. See, I have my own vehicle. So now I was at the hotel with my vehicle, and then after I had showered and put on my new clothes and stuff, and then I had the confidence now to go back to my apartment. And then I went there. First fucking thing I did was grab the plate of Coke, and then I just like threw it, like kind of like tapping it over the toilet seat, and then after that, I kind of like cleaned the plate with the vodka, and then I just spilled out all the vodka, and I went around looking for anything that was like drugs or alcohol, and then I got rid of it. That was the first thing. And then now my mind's going back to that moment. Holy shit. And then after I had did that, and then I was just like, okay, like this is serious, because like I did that, and I was like so proud of myself for that. And then now I had this whole fucking messy ass apartment to deal with. There's like, it's the dumpster. And then I was like, nope. I'm going back to that hotel. I'm going to spend another night there because I can't. This is too much for me right now. I already did something so fucking like hard. I like spelled out that Coke and that alcohol and stuff, and I already feel like emotionally like drained and stuff. So I was like, no, I'm going back to. I need another night. You see, you need to be very aware of like yourself and what you can handle, right? And then, so I knew that. So then I went back to my hotel, and then spent the night there. And then the next day, next day I woke up, I had breakfast, and then I just went into a place in my mind. I was like, okay, we're gonna have to fucking clean this shit up. Let's go. And then I went there, and that's what I fucking did. And did it happen overnight? No. Like I cleaned up like half the mess that day, and then I was too tired, and then I did that rest the next day. And so so what I'm trying to say is just like my my own personal journey is different than a lot of people's because I'm, again, very fortunate to have the resources and the support system that I have. Um, because like every time, like, people will always be like, Vernon, are you good? What's going on? And I'm so like fucking lucky for that. Um, and also like my life, I'm very well aware that I'm like very like lucky and like privileged. Do you know what I mean? um i'm I'm not oblivious to that, and I know that I would not be where I am today if it wasn't for everybody that has been supporting me throughout like my whole life and in my recovery. And like this goes to like everybody, like family, friends. All of you played your own part in raising me, and um teaching me something. Like, if like, there's like a lot of people who don't even know that, like, I learned a lot from just watching them live their lives, watching people make mistakes and how they dealt with it. How people, like, I saw people with like their morals and their integrities intact no matter what. And I always like try to like do that with me too. And like, even like the community too, like I would see how everybody would kind of deal with certain situations. And I just you just learn from everything. And like at school too, when I was like growing up, even though like a lot of the times whenever I talk about like when I was like a kid in school and stuff, I feel like I always talk about the bad things, but there was a lot of good things as well. Like when I say like people are like terrible to me and stuff like that, it's those were all like learning opportunities too, because like maybe they're like terrible to me because I was being terrible, and maybe like people, like adults, were like harder on me because they had higher expectations for me. And um and just watching like how the adults around me dealt with certain situations and then learning from it, and my friends, my classmates, um like, and then later on when I was an adult, like, going into the workforce and seeing how like my coworkers dealt with things, and my bosses like over the years, and team leads over the years, and seeing like how like these people just deal with their own like challenges, and learning from it, um and just like I know I'm well aware that, and I'm very well aware that I'm here because of everybody else too, not just me, you know? And because all these people in my lives, they didn't have to support me in any way. They didn't have to, but maybe they saw, maybe for some reason they did. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's just out of the kindness in their heart and that's just who they are. Or maybe they saw something in me so they wanted to keep, supporting me until I figured out how to, see that in myself. And so it took a fucking army to get me to this point in my life. And I know like sometimes like I make things look easy and I just say things like, why don't you, do this, do that, blah, 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 blah. And um, it's, it's just like I'm still learning too. And sometimes I can be very like about me. And I think like, just like with my last episode, selfish. Yes, it's just like that was like mainly about putting yourself first and being true to you and finding who you are and stuff. Yes, you do that, and and then you get to a point in your life where like, okay, like I'm good now, I gotta go and help everybody else if I can. But I'm not really in that place yet in my life. I still have like a lot of work to do on me. But again, I want to go back to that whole support thing and the whole team stuff. I'm very well aware that I'm here because of like a lot of people, because of the things that they taught me, whether they know they if they did or not. Um, because of all those sit downs, constant fucking sit downs. I can't tell you how much times my parents sat me down to talk to me and, let me know that I'm doing something that I shouldn't be doing. All those fights and talks I had with like all my friends, and at work. Oh my god, like, like, like all those sit downs, and then meet them, like people like being like, "You're going off track. What are you doing?" Or just even being like, "Are you okay?" And giving me that safe space to just be me and not being judged. It's I'm very fucking fortunate to have all these people in my life. And the resources that I have to, like, if I say things like right now, oh, like, oh, I have no friends or whatever, but that's not, I don't think that's not true. When I say that, I mean like physically, like all my friends are like back home, like back in the north, and or if they're here in town, then they're like off with like their friend, like their families and stuff, so they're all like busy, so it's just like me most of the time. And but when I get lonely though, I know that I have my counselor who I see now, have been seeing every week, and I have an appointment with him tomorrow. Yeah, no, Tuesday, whatever. So yeah, and so I have see, and I have that. I have a counselor, and I also like, because of like benefits I get from like work and stuff. I can go to get a massage, and I have like, if I want to like go watch a movie, I have money for that. If I have money to like buy food that's like healthy for me, and I have access to a gym whenever I need it. So there's just like all these things that are that I'm so fortunate to have, and I'm very well aware that not everybody has that. So that's why like it's, and you might look at your lives too. Like there's your life, like a lot of people, there's people who are addicted and that keep relapsing. They would probably switch lives with a lot of you in a second, like they probably, all the things that you take for granted, that I take for granted, that we think is like nothing, that because we get used to our lives, and we get used to all the privileges that we have, that we're able to do the things that we do, and a lot of people can't do that. So they it takes its toll on their lives. Like it's just like we don't know, so just we try to be nice, and and I and yeah, that's just all. That's it. It's, I guess, like every way you look at it too, was like every time you relapse, it's just like, it's like steps closer to your sobriety, because you keep learning from them and stuff, and you gain more knowledge and insight every single time. There's this quote, I forgot where I had seen it, but it's you know what's great about hitting rock bottom? There's only one way to go, and that's up. Yeah. So I love that quote when I saw it, because it's true. Because when you hit rock bottom, you can only go up, because you're already at the bottom, right? Wherever that bottom is, everybody's bottom's different. If you, yes, maybe you might be living with your family, and this is like annoying, and you might want your own place. You see people the same age as you who have their own place, and you feel like a failure. But just think about it, you could be homeless. You went to rehab. A lot of people don't have that opportunity. A lot of people, they don't have the money. The government's not going to pay for them. Nothing. They are completely on their own on the street, like begging for money so that they can get their next high. And maybe they do want to help. They do want to go to rehab, but they don't have the means or the resources. Maybe they lost their IDs and they don't have bank cards or anything, so they have like, it's hard to even identify who they are when they go to these programs, because the programs are probably like, where's all your documents and stuff, and they don't have it. And so all these, it's just everybody's life is different, and we all got to realize that, and let's just all be nice to each other and support each other. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.